So I'm always delighted to talk to my good friend, Zulema Shockwell Moore. First of all, you're the principal at the William S. Baer School. The William S. Baer School has changed over time. Explain what that transition has been like.
Well, first of all, good afternoon. Baer School started serving students in 1933. So we served students who had polio years ago. And over time, the school has changed to be able to meet the diverse needs of a variety of learners. So we have students in the building that have all different types of genetic disabilities, medical disorders, but what we want is to make sure that all kids are in their least restrictive environment. So they're in the place that allows them to access their specially designed instruction in the best way possible.
I think a lot of people will be surprised to know that this is a Baltimore City public school and you take a little bit of everybody. Where are the children coming from that you're seeing today?
So all of the students that are at the Baer School are students of Baltimore City. They are residents of Baltimore City, and they come from all over. We have 27 school buses full of bright minds that come every single morning and want to engage in learning with us. So we have we have a variety of students who have a variety of different needs. Our kids usually have more severe and profound cognitive impairments, but we have a lot of students that are on different spectrums, things like that, medical needs, tracheotomies, G-tubes. But you know, the bottom line is, do you want to learn? And what my staff does is provides a spot for them to be able to access learning, to be able to access therapy, and provides a space for those families to be able to engage with us in our school community.
I know you have a number of partners that come to the school to help you facilitate this process. First of all, let's talk about the William S. Baer Foundation and what they provide to you.
Yes, oh my goodness, our partnership board has been amazing. The William S. Baer School Partnership Board has partnered with us to be able to provide to us anything above and beyond what the city is able to give to us. So they help us with special projects, they advocate for our school, they help our students, and even more than that, they come to the building. And I've had board members that make cookies with kids, they read stories, they do all kinds of things that they're really a part of the school and not just on the outside doing things. They are actually people that our kids know.
I noted that I've been to the school before, and I have been before you were there too. Yes. And that's always interesting to me. What I find, at least when I recently visited, is there is a bright and kind of like this welcoming environment. Is that by design?
You know, it really is. We know that our students are unable to communicate with us in normal ways, but we always are trying to make sure that we prioritize that our kids have something to say and that the people that are surrounded by them, they have to believe that they can. So part of what we believe here at Baer is that students who have disabilities will excel if they're surrounded by people who just think that they can. So all of my paras, my teachers, my therapists, all of the people that are in the building, they are assuming competence. They're assuming that some of these kids can do more than they appear that they can. And because of that, it gives off this positivity. Now every school has their challenges and the things that they're dealing with, of course, but the base belief in the building is that we believe in Baer. We believe that we can provide for our students. We believe we can help our families. We believe we can do great things. And it's part of our school community that gets together and says, look, what needs to happen for kids? What's the best practice for kids? How do we make sure that this happens?
I note that in my visit there, you know, I was used to seeing wheelchairs stacked up, and that's the only way to describe it. But you've engaged students at UMBC to come up with a different idea about wheelchairs. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we've worked with a variety of different colleges to be able to get our kids out of their chairs as much as is safely possible. So some of our students have physical restraints that getting them in and out of their chair is a little more difficult, but we want, one of our first things that we do when we get our kids into the building is to get them in any adaptive seating that they require to be able to access instruction during the day. So we have different classroom chairs, seats, trays, all types of things to allow these kids to access instruction. We also have partnerships with COP, and we have partnerships with schools in New York that are coming up with adaptive trays that lean up for our kids to be able to see the stories and the adaptive materials a little bit better. So we're always looking for what is the next thing. We never want to be stagnant in our special education journey because we know special education is changing. And our kids need the people that are surrounding them to know what the next best practice is. So that's what we're always trying to do.
I'm glad you mentioned special education because that label on children kind of deterred them from actual learning. But you're actually teaching these young people not just the academic skills, but life skills. Address that, if you will.
So our students who are in the building are starting, first of all, they access the same curriculum as their non-disabled peers. So if it's a sixth grade class and they're reading this particular book, they're reading the same book in my sixth grade class as they are in the sixth grade class down the street. And how my teachers are doing that is that they are modifying the curriculum and modifying the content so that it meets that specific IEP objective. Every child in my building has something that they're doing individual. That is the purpose of the individualized educational plan for our kids. So they're all accessing the same book, but they might be accessing it in 3 to 6 different ways so that we are individually meeting the needs of those kids. We also, oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, I should have stopped you. Continue with what you were talking about.
No problem. So we are really working with our kids on their communication to find out what communication level does this particular kid need? What is it that this particular kid would benefit from? How can we modify what we're doing to meet their needs? We don't want our kids to have to change in order to meet us. We want to change ourselves to meet what they need.
I know that one of the more interesting things that you're dealing with in this current environment is trauma. And you have tried to address it in a unique way and a cutting edge way. Talk to the audience about how trauma is affecting not just only the school, but how you approach it.
Well, Baltimore City did a huge rollout a couple of years ago where they created intensive learning sites. And the Baer schools signed up to be an intensive learning site for something called wholeness, which is basically social emotional learning. We believe that our kids were dealing with trauma. We're dealing with a need to engage their social emotional skills. And we were the first school in Baltimore City that was a separate public day school that got approved to be an intensive learning site under wholeness. So in our building, we had a wholeness room. And it's the most amazing place. You walk through the door and immediately you feel calmer. And there's low lights, there's music playing, there's a massage chair, they do yoga classes, because we believe that even though our kids can't communicate, they're still dealing with some things that we have to help them express. And we want to be the place where if that child needs someone to teach them what happy is, what sad is, how do I deal with my emotions? How do I express myself? I'm nonverbal, but I'm still having these things going on and I need a way to express it. So our wholeness specialist is absolutely phenomenal. And what he's done over time is he's actually modeled and made something that works well for children who have a variety of disabilities. And it's been going now for many years.
Who's coming to that? Are these kids who have experienced, if you will, trauma because of their disability?
Well, I don't know whether it would be that they've experienced trauma because of their disability. It might be that they've experienced trauma just the same way any other kid in their neighborhood would. They might have seen something or heard something, or a family member might have passed away who was a caregiver for them. There's a variety of levels of trauma. And then also for some of our students that are coming to our wholeness rooms, they are, they might be working with a behavior. They may need to work through how to calm themselves down. And, being able to calm yourself down, even as an adult, is a skill that you have to learn how to do. So my wholeness specialist works on breathing, calming strategies in a way that they understand. So it is something that that they use. My staff are also allowed to go downstairs to the wholeness room, of course, on their lunch breaks and things like that. They are allowed to utilize that area, and it is a calm area. There's aromatherapy in there. He has a massage chair. You've got to come, Mr. Robinson. But it is allowing, it's remembering the fact that our students are first and what they need is first. But in addition to that, my staff are the ones that also require sometimes assistance and talking through how to deal with the situation. The wholeness specialist also does affirmations every morning with our staff, just helping them to understand, who you are and whose you are, and just understanding the great thing that you're doing for kids today. He gets them ready for the day, every day.
I want to talk about the neighborhood you're in, and it is it's been renamed the Robert W. Coleman neighborhood.
Yes.
Talk about how you fit into that neighborhood and all the things. You've got several educational institutions. You've got the Mondawmin Shopping Center right up the street, and this new infusion of cash to reimagine the old Target store. How do you fit in there?
So, Baer has been here for so many years, and you get so many people that say, we didn't even know that you were there. But we have partnerships with Coppin, I mentioned Shoppers, just so many things where the people in the community have surrounded us and said, you believe in what Baer can accomplish, and we want to stand with you. We want to believe along with you with what Baer can accomplish. The Greater Mondawmin Coordinating Council also is a huge supporter of the Baer School. We have a variety of even just neighborhood people that come and they fill out the forms to volunteer, just really allowing us to be a part of our community.
I note that you're coming up on a graduation season.
Yes.
Does that get you excited?
Every year. And I'm so excited to be able to do a graduation. When the pandemic hit, we couldn't do the graduations the way we normally would, but we have kids that are coming out this year. And the best part about it is some of the students that are coming out graduating have been at the Baer School since they were 3 years old, because Baer service is between 3 and 21. So when they graduate at 21, some of these kids have been here that whole time. So we're actually one of the only schools that has so many graduations, so many closing ceremonies, because we have something for the kindergarteners, and then you have something for the 5th graders, then you have something for the 8th graders, and then so it is graduation season always gets us so excited because there's so many things that our kids have accomplished and so many things to celebrate with families.
I want to get out of here on this idea that you have reached out to me and said, Charles, we need some help. What are you looking for, and what can the audience help you with?
We are, first of all, we're always looking for volunteers. That's off the top. Every day, every year, we're always looking for extra pairs of hands that will come in, of course, clear all the clearances that have to be taken care of and help us in classrooms working with kids. But we also have job openings. Now, job openings for Baer School is actually very, very rare. We have our teacher positions, we have paraeducator positions. We usually, for many of our staff that are here at the Baer School, they've been here 35 years, 40 years. Some of our staff, their commitment to these kids is just tremendously amazing. I have been here at the Baer School since 1998. So we have years and years of service, but we have some of those amazing, amazing individuals are retiring. So we are looking to hire new special education teachers. We're looking for special education paras. If you are interested, please definitely reach out to us at the school. My email is zsockwell, that's SOCKWELL @bcps.k12.md.us. And if you have 48 college credits, you are eligible to be a paraeducator, or there is something called the Parapro that you can take in order to be eligible to participate and be a paraeducator. My special education teachers, there's information online about the requirements for a special education teacher. And we are looking for caring people. I can teach you so many things, Mr. Robinson. Training and doing things, we pride ourselves on trying our very best to work with people and to help them as much as we can. But I can't teach you to care about kids. There's no class for that. So we are looking for good people that care about kids, that want to learn new things. And I want to help people grow. I don't want it just to be that you come in as a paraeducator. One of the questions that I asked her in interviews is, what are your goals? What do you want to do? How can I help you? Because I want to get you to where you're destined to be. And I want to be a part of your story.
That is Zulema Shockwell Moore, and she runs the Baer School.
Yes.
Please check her out.
Yes.
And first of all, thank you for doing the work that you do and for as long as you've been doing it. As I told you when we first met, you're not going to get rid of me anytime soon.
Well, you're family. You're a family. You're Baer School family. So it has been my hugest blessing to be able to be at Baer. This is what we love.
All right, let me stop the recording right quick.